Our coaching staff, along with our support staff, did an outstanding job of putting together an excellent class. It is key that we recruit character, young men that want to be a part of something special. Height, speed, football awareness, toughness. It was critical when we go out to recruit. We were able to fulfill our needs. Special emphasis was directed to the defensive side of the ball. We were able to recruit 5 defensive backs, 2 linebackers, and 3 defensive linemen. 10 players on the defensive side of the football. On the offensive side, by getting a big name like James Quick, it enhanced our recruiting early. He committed during the Army All-American game, which gave notoriety not only to our program, but is at the right time, right after a big Sugar Bowl win. Even though this class is small in number, these players will make a great contribution to this program in the near future. Well, you just look at his athletic ability and just what he can do offensively. Anytime he touched the ball, he can just make things happen, and he's going to be a great contributor. And just wherever we use him, whether he's wide receiver, you know, he's a guy that you can move around, got great hands. But, you know, what you also look at, just his family, where he comes from. His father was a player here, but he's an outstanding family with his mom and dad. Did a great job of raising him.
How much is the bar?
Well, it is, and Kyle Bowling, just coming out of Lexington, is an outstanding quarterback. You know, he had an injury there late into his senior season, but he's going to be able to bounce back, and we're going to be able to just make sure that we get the doctors, and our training staff has been working with him. Leadership qualities, a quarterback, and that's what you expect from that quarterback position, someone who's a leader, and that's what he does. And if you look at it, what he was able to do, he called a number of recruits for us, and he became just our guy who was our lead guy during recruiting. You know, guys would say all the time, hey, I talked to Kyle Bullen, and he told me, give you a call, coach. I was getting calls from guys I didn't even know who they were, but he said, well, Kyle gave me your number. I said, all right, let me give Kyle a call on that. But no, just his leadership qualities is what's key, and you want that out of that quarterback position.
Big picture.
Well, you just look at this city. This city's it's an outstanding players within the city, and we always want to control this city before we go anywhere else. Actually, this state, and we want to make sure that we get the players within the state. Then we want to go off, and then because we have to go off and recruit other places just because of the limited number of players within the state. But you know, James Quick, just being the type of player he is and being the type of person he is, just speaks volumes of who he is and what he's done for this program.
Charlie, when you had Kyle.
Well, you always look for speed, and what I talked about earlier, just height. I think if you look at our class, is 6 foot or better, because now you want, even a defensive back, you want that tall, rangy guy, because a lot of times corners lose on a jump ball, but now you can body up because of the size of your defensive back, and you want them to be physical.
Hello.
It's always fair to wait to evaluate a recruiting class. That's why I don't like to always, you know, you take a recruit and say, hey, this guy's going to come in and he's going right away, he's going to help our program. I've been a part of programs where I've seen 5 stars, and then a lot of times those 5 stars don't work out. Then you take a guy who has no stars, and he can end up being that 5-star for you. But you got let him become a part of your program first, and then that way you can know just how good he is. And you know what happens too, when they come into your program, you already have some really good players yourself. So now can they come in and just right away, can they be a great addition for you? Well, with it being such a small class, and we just had to take what we had, because you look at it, just at wide receiver, we got the one wide receiver we wanted. We quit because we have a lot of receivers returning. But when I talked about the defensive side of the ball, we needed linebackers, and you needed the defensive backs, just because when you talk about special teams, we need to improve in our special team. So that will give you the special team players, and because now you have an abundance of guys to choose from. You have that pool now to say, you know what, take this skill guy. You know, he's a backer, and can he open up an open space? Can he go block a guy, or can he, you know, go block a punt, or can he drop back and protect on a punt protection? But it's always when you look at it on the defensive side of the ball, you kind of recruit for special teams first, and then you see, hey, now once he's able to contribute on the special teams, now you get him into play on the defensive side of the ball.
Charlie, is there any guys?
No, it's just with that group, because you look at Chucky, you look at Benjamin, you look at a group of guys there. Finesse is already here in school. Kelsey, the thing about Kelsey was I coached his dad at the University of Florida, so I kind of had a relationship with Kelsey there. But it's just so hard who's going to contribute right away because they're going to get their opportunities. And that's the thing about here. We have a young football team, so now it's just how well they come in, and you like to get them here early enough in the summertime where they can work out with your team. And then you can get a feel for just how good they can be or how well they can contribute for you early. First thing is character, and you just try to get a background check on the young man and just see when you talk about what he's done. And a lot of times when you go into schools, what I tell our coaches all the time, the coaches are going to tell you one thing. He's a great young man. I've never had an issue with him. But I said, what you always need to do, just go find a young lady that he's dated before, and she'll tell you everything. Yeah, it is. That's all you have to do. If you go in that counselor's office, and it'll be some girl in there, you say his name. Hey, what about so-and-so? And you get the rundown on him right away, but you just try. But it's all about recruiting and who are. A lot of times you just try to find out like who's going to be the mouth and who's going to talk. Because like I said, the coaches are going to say, hey, he's fine. He's an outstanding young man, comes from a great family. But you really have to dig deep to really find out. But it's all about character and who you get into your program, because we're not going to become them. They have to become us when they walk into this program. And then you look for the athletic ability. Is he tough? And, is he a leader? Yes, coach, is he a leader? Is he tough? And just, height and speed. Because we're always going to see the height and speed, but it's all about what's inside that young man. Well, I always say this. I work for the best athletic director in the country, and I have a president that's unbelievable. And for them to extend a contract to me, I can more than ever appreciate it, and just how grateful I am to Tom Jurich and what he's did, and to this university and board of trustees and everyone involved. Because you know what, I don't know if I deserve that much, but I have to continue to work to see. But the only thing we want to do is just continue to make sure that this program continue to go in the right direction, and our coaching staff understands that. We can never get complacent, because we know this. You still have to outwork people here. We all of a sudden, you look at that Sugar Bowl game, and people always say, what happened? Everywhere you go now, I mean, it's amazing how many people watch that game, but everything happened the right way for us that night, and everything fell in place for us that night. And just to watch the way that football team performed and how prepared the coaching staff had our team prepared to go play that night. But it was amazing just to watch that. I think we're still trying to work on it and just see if we can get one of those marquee games, see if somebody want to come and play us. Anybody who'd like to?